Our protagonist had returned home after 10 years. His father didn't want him, but since he was his son, he ended up accepting him on the condition that he would take care of this little girl. Today, Nagomu slept peacefully. He couldn't help but to dream of his grandpa. When he wakes up, he realizes that today was an important day for the family. On a day like this, his grandfather had passed away. A monk had come to pray, but Nagomu felt that someone was missing from this reunion. It was the grandmother. She arrived late and her son called her out for being late and that she must spend more time with them since she only comes to visit once a year. She had brought many gifts from many of her travels. At night, the grandmother was trying one of the manjus that her son had prepared. She says that the store level still retains the original flavor of their ancestors. All of this event had been seen by their grandson. Nagomu's mother tells him to prepare for tomorrow because grandma will teach him how to do manjus. Today, grandma was beating him up because he was useless, even on the simple things. Nagomu remembered that when he was a little boy, his grandmother always had a stick, and little Itsuka was worried about Nagomu. The next day, the grandmother asked them to join her at the sanctuary. They went to ask the gods for some luck. The message that the grandmother wrote was for her to have a long and prosperous life, to which Nagomu asked her why she hadn't written for the family's business to prosper. The angry grandmother says that she has many places to travel. Besides, she wanted to teach her grandson how to be a manju cook. The school festival had arrived. Itsuka's friend asked her if her parents are coming this year, to which she says no. Returning home, she remembers that her father was never there for her in any activity, and this really makes her sad. Arriving home, her adoptive family tells her that this year they will be participating in the activities with her. Although Itsuka still gets a little sad because she would have liked her father to be with her. All the children are happy for the sports festival, except Itsuka. The first activity was a racing competition. She did not want to exceed herself since her family was not with her, but to her surprise, she saw Nagomu supporting her victory. The main event of the sports festival had arrived. Nagomu's father was going to participate, but the pain in his back wouldn't let him, so Nagomu had no choice but to enter the competition, to which they end up winning. Although Itsuka refused to accept the truth, deep down she was very happy. But not everything is happiness. The same day, Itsuka's mother had appeared. The whole family was worried about the situation because they didn't know if Itsuka might end up leaving. The next day, the mother met with the whole family that took care of the girl, and she goes straight to the point, saying that she wants to take her daughter with her. She says that she has a good life in France, but she can't be happy without her daughter. She had tried to contact her ex-husband but could not find him. Her ex-husband was always traveling because he was a singer and she could not find him. So she hired an agency to find her daughter, which brought her to here. The mother leaves and says that she will come tomorrow to take her daughter. Nagomu was curious about a few more things and decides to follow her. He asked what Itsuka's father looked like. He thought that somehow he would know him. She explains that he was a kind of charismatic guy and eventually they got married, but not everything was happening since she had to travel to France due to work. She asked her daughter if she wanted to go with her. Little Itsuka tells her that she doesn't want to and says goodbye. The rejection was something shocking for her mother and did not want to return for years. Nagomu tells her that Itsuka is a girl with a good heart. She must have her reasons for saying goodbye to her mother in such a way. He only asked of her to trust her daughter. Itsuka leaves school when suddenly her mother appears next to her. Mother and daughter have an extended talk, and during this conversation, the mother asked her if she was happy with the family adopted her. Itsuka says that she is very happy with them. It was already night and the little girl had not arrived. Nagomu and the family were sad, thinking that her mother took her daughter. When someone knocked on the door, it was Itsuka. The mother had decided to let her daughter stay with them, as she decided to live with her adoptive family. Although she did not want to lose her little girl, this time she decided to trust her. Today, a new girl comes to the candy shop. Her name is Keisha. She comes to this place to do her high school internship practice. Since she was a little girl, she always wanted to be a candy cook. When she arrived at the store, all the other employees realized that her attitude was stiff and serious. Nagomu was in charge of showing her the candy shop and the other parts of the store. She thinks that Nagomu was the future owner of the business, but it was a complete opposite as Nagomu was still useless. At night, the owner of the candy store was worried about the new girl as she was very serious and not very expressive. The next day, Nagomu and Keisha are delivering an order. He greets everyone he sees around him, but the girl instead has a straight face and just wants to do her delivery job. She was assisting as a receptionist. Keisha was very serious in the attention of clients, causing discomfort. The clients were not happy with the attention they've received, so to calm things down, Itsuka arrived recommending some sweets for the customers in a cheerful and fun way. Keisha says that it's not necessary to interact with customers, but Itsuka replies that a customer deserves a good treatment, but they're both interrupted by the head chef, who tells them that an employee should not argue in front of the customers, to which they both apologize. Keisha was disappointed. She wanted to come to this candy store for her internship because she admired the chef's way of cooking, but now things were not going well because she was very straight and not friendly at all. The chef tells her that she was always a perfectionist, someone who did not like to show her mistakes. He asks her to take it easy as no one is perfect. She says that she will do her best to change her behavior, and when that day comes, she hopes to be congratulated. Today, the candy store workers had to come to teach children in his school how to do manjus. The father was angry at his son for accepting the proposal, but since they were already here, they will do their best. The children wash their hands and are ready to learn. The manju teacher begins to explain them how to prepare them and gives them details of how it's done. During classes, a mother makes fun of her daughter who didn't know how to make manjus, and the little girl was sad because her mother always made fun of her for not doing things well. Today, she just couldn't take it anymore, so she yelled to her mother how she felt. The mother thought that her daughter looked very pretty and the things that she did seemed funny to her, making the situation more tense. Nagomu had been listening to the conversation and explains that her daughter is no longer a child, and when he was a boy he was also teased. The shame that he felt was very painful. The mother was finally able to understand that teasing her daughter was not right. And that day, all students did all kinds of manjus and had a lot of fun. This girl's name is Kanako, the protagonist's ex-girlfriend. She and Nagomu were a lovely couple, but our protagonist told her that he will return to his parents at the candy shop, and this resulted on her breaking up with him. She told him that she preferred European sweets, but to this day, she was very sorry for saying those words. Kanako remembers the day they met. She had drunk too much beer and couldn't walk, so Nagomu showed up with a bottle of water and ended up helping her. After that, he left. One of those days, she went to one of the concerts to see how the protagonist sang, being completely fascinated. As time passed, she had fallen in love with Nagomu and they had formed a beautiful relationship. But all of that was broken when our protagonist had decided to go back to his parents, resulting on her getting jealous and leaving him. Now, she was completely sorry and would like to get back together. Today was Halloween and Nagomu wanted to wear his singer costume, but he didn't know where he left it. Kanako wanted to find an excuse to talk to Nagomu and starts looking for the costume. She asks one of the protagonist's old friends, but the friend tells him that he doesn't know where it is, although he is surprised that Nagomu forgot about this costume. So Kanako kept searching and asking other friends, and even tried on social media but had no luck. Later, little Itsuka had found the protagonist's costume. It turns out that one of her friends had it. Nagomu is grateful to Itsuka for helping him find it, and it was also grateful to his ex-girlfriend for the attempt of trying to find the costume on social media. Itsuka went with her friend to the Halloween party, leaving them two alone. She embarrassedly tells them that she actually likes manju sweets. If you've reached this part of the video, thank you so much for the support. Do not forget to subscribe, give a thumbs up, and leave a comment about which anime you would like us to summarize next. Till next time.